This is Ashtanga. My name is Purvi, and if you're joining, you can start your playlist now. You're going to start in child's pose, finding a comfortable posture with the forehead connected. If your forehead doesn't find the ground, you can place a block or stack your fists so that there's contact there. Take a deep breath in. Open the mouth and exhale a long breath out. Breathe in full, expand. And then exhale, let it go. Let's come onto the fingertips, walking those hands forward, looking to the hands. And then as you exhale, keep the gaze between your hands. Take the hands over to the right. Keep the hips centered on your mat. Maybe even push left hip closer to left heel. Breathe into the left lung, the whole left side expanding. Exhale, soften. You'll inhale through center. Stand those fingertips as you exhale over to the left. Keeping long, spine a little long. Breathe in, looking forward, dropping right hip back. Exhale. And then breathe in through center. As you exhale, palms plant. Come on up, hands and knees. Turning that right palm down, but fingers towards the knees. Still hands under the shoulders, press the ground away. And then rock 5-6 times maybe. Finding a nice long breath here still as we warm up, build and prep. And then after that 5 or 6, you'll switch right hand down, fingers forward, left palm down, fingers back. And then that press away, gaze forward, keep breathing. And then finally, you'll plant both hands down. Press the ground away, breathing in, tuck your toes as you exhale, downward facing dog. Let's bend the right knee deeply, reach your left heel down, press the ground away with the hands, inhale. Exhale, bend both knees, tilt that tailbone up, press your chest back. Bend left knee deeply as you reach your right heel down, inhale, maybe look forward, press the ground away with the hands. Exhale, both knees bend, tip the sit bones up. Reach the heels energetically down. Inhale, look forward, come onto those toes. And then exhale, work your feet to the top of your mat. And then you'll just take a little wider stance, grab opposite elbows, swing a little side to side. Breathe in, breathe out. And then 2 fist distance between your feet. You'll scoot it in, releasing inhale, round up to standing Tadasana. Let's just take a couple side bends here. Inhale, reach the arms up, grab opposite elbows. Exhale, bend to your right. Inhale through center. And exhale to your left. Inhale through center, switch opposite elbows and front arm on top. Press hand, elbows into one another, and then bend to the right as you breathe out. Breathe in through center, and then over to the left as you breathe out. Inhale through center, reach up, look up. And one more time, exhale, forward fold. Maybe you take a bind. Let the arms go overhead. Stay here, deep breath in. Exhale, release the hands down, and then inhale, round up to standing reach up. We're gonna build our sun A, exhale. First couple rounds together, and then you'll have a little time to move through them on your own. Inhale, reach up, extend up, Urdhva Namaskar. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale for length, look forward. Exhale to plank. This first time a little longer. Hold plank, breathing in. Press the ground away. Knees can be down behind the hips, but the effort is in the hands. Heels of the hands driving the top of your mat back. Exhale, you can shift forward on those toes, and then elbows bend back as you lower to your stomachs. Inhale, cobra. Thighs stay down, toenails down. Exhale, down dog. When you're on your own, you can take child's pose, kneeling sometimes. This down dog you hold for those 3 breaths. Press away with the hands, lift the sit bones high. Inhale, reach up with the heels. Exhale, step it up to the top. Breathe in, find length. And then exhale, fold in. Inhale, stand up tall, upward reaching. Exhale, hands meet over the heart, feet down, crown high. Again, inhale to reach up, lengthen, maybe back bend. Exhale, bow forward, bring it down. Look to the navel. Inhale for length, looking forward. Exhale, this time plank, and then to your stomachs, or maybe you hover Chaturanga Dandasana. You can always hold plank. Inhale, cobra or up dog. I like a toe tuck up dog sometimes. Just really help those thigh bones lift away from the ground. And then exhale, down dog. You'll stay those 3 breaths, okay? In, out. A good place to elongate them. Give yourself a little time. Inhale, you'll come to your toes. Exhale, work your feet forward. Inhale, find length, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. This is a nice place where I kind of check my feet stance, 2 fists. Inhale, stand up tall. Maybe by that back bend at the top. Exhale, hands to your heart. Here we go, number 3. Inhale, extended, reaching tall. Exhale, bending at the waist. Adding something in if it feels good. Inhale to find length. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Breath in, up dog. Cobra, exhale. Down dog. And you can just always hold that in plank. When you step back and just take the hips up. Inhale to your toes. Exhale, feet to the top. Inhale to find length. Exhale to fold in. Breathe in, stand tall, reach up. Moving with your breath. Okay, I might be a little bit faster. Exhale, hands to your heart. 2 more rounds, moving at your own pace. Keeping those inhales. You know, usually they're upward reaching or expansive. Exhales as folds. Breathing in space, leaving things out, knowing that there's no mandatory. You are, in full power of your practice. You can just take that back. You can bring it down. You can sit these 2 out and just take rest. I've done that so many times in class. Honor what you need. Those exhales help us work to the top of the mat. We find that little half lift first, and then we fold in. Inhale, that upward standing. Really feel your legs engage as you take that pose. Exhale, pausing at your heart center. And then again, last one. Taking your way through. You can even just step to down dog. We'll find ourselves meeting in Tadasana after this last round. Great work. That's it. We're going to take this into 5 rounds of Sun B. Okay. You don't have to do 5. You can sit what you need out. It's just gonna be an add-on. We start with chair pose. So inhale, hips drop. Take the exhale to forward fold. Inhale, looking forward, find your length. Exhale to chaturanga or just holding plank. Up dog or cobra. Your down dog steps your right foot to the top right away. Inhale, you'll come up warrior 1. So we're reaching, right shin forward, left heel is planted behind you. And then you bring it down, step it back. Maybe you take that chaturanga Tadasana. Between sides from down dog, your left foot will step to the top. And inhale, you'll come up. Right heel's planted, left shin's reaching forward. And it'll just be 1 breath. We held that a little longer, okay? So exhale, down dog through your sequencing, you're flowing that down and up, or just, and 5 cycles of breath here, or 5 breaths here, not 5 cycles. 5 breaths, and inhale, and exhale, followed by another full round, holding the pose. And as you inhale, you'll come up to those toes. Exhale, work your feet forward. For length, you'll breathe in, look forward. Let that gaze inspire you. Exhale, look for your belly button. Really release and let the skull drop. And then inhale, chair pose. Exhale, you'll reach and extend tall and slide those hands down to your heart. That was 1, Sun B. Again, inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale for length. Exhale, plank to chaturanga or not. From down dog, right foot to the top. Inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, hands come down. Leaving out. You can take all of them, you can take some of them, you can take none of them. There's not a wrong answer. The inhale's at warrior 1. Exhale. Holding plank is already a lot of work, so don't feel required to do those. Those 5 breaths you'll take here. Let them be spacious. Let it be your space of rest. Bring it down to the ground if that feels right for you today. Your inhale will bring you to your toes. Exhale your feet to the top of your mat. Stepping, hopping if you're ready. Find length on the inhale. Lift your gaze again. Help your pose, support your pose. Exhale, fold it. Look to the navel. Inhale, chair pose. Eyes lift slightly. Exhale, maybe that back bend, hands to heart. 3 more rounds. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Breathe in for length. Exhale, moving down and up, inhaling. Exhale, down dog, breathe in, rise up. Breathe out, step it back as you lower. Left foot to the top, inhale, warrior 1. Exhale. Sometimes I'll hold a pose longer. I'll stretch in warrior 1, modify a bind. This is not a hard constructed class. It is, right? We're talking about patterns, some scaras this week, and the idea that we exist through patterns. Those patterns start somewhere. They're actions repeated over time that become so ingrained we don't even know sometimes that we are existing in pattern and habit. This practice allows us to slow down and check in with those. Start to take note of them. Eventually you'll come to the top of your mat. Yeah, as you work through this, find that chair in between. And as you exhale, you'll stand tall. Your palms will meet over your heart. 2 more rounds moving on your own. Chair pose starts and ends the sequence in some words, right, in so many ways. So they'll take that chair, you'll work it down and back. Warrior one on the right, warrior one on the left. Down dog, 5 breaths. And you could be in child's pose this whole time. You could be in Shavasana. You could be just seated and breathing. Do what works for you. Know that whatever you choose is exactly where you're supposed to land. You can never stray from the path. Great work, everyone. We'll meet standing in a wide stance Tadasana when you've done your 2 rounds. That's it. Way to go, Mary. Nice. Yes, Molly. Beautiful warriors. When you find that Tadasana, you can take a slightly wider stance, let your hands fall beside you. Take note of your breath. In these patterns, ingrained ways our body exists. When we put the pressure on, right, we start to stir the pot, we create the heat. The energy shifts, the prana starts to move and reverberate through the body, the organs. And that breath starts to express itself. It maybe becomes a little short, a little shallow. Mind can start to become a little agitated as that occurs. But as we do this more often in these types of settings, this mindful practice of agitation, activation, we can start to slow that breath down, and then we can plant ourselves with the breath where we are. And we start to notice what we're doing, how we're doing it. Those are pieces of our patterns revealed. They say how you do, one thing is how you do everything. So finding these themes in our lives, this practice of inward movement. If you're not already in a slightly wider stance, let's even take it a little further. We're going to take our fold series here. I like to think like feet lined up with the outside of your hips. And you'll bring the hands to the hips. Feel the strength in your legs. Inhale, look up. Let your heart chase your gaze. Hip points can come slightly forward. As you exhale, bend the knees slightly. Think heart forward, butt back, then up. As you come into a forward fold, head goes low. Take your index and middle fingers, wrap them around your big toes. Inhale for length, look forward, keeping the knees bent to keep contact between the belly and the legs if you can. And then exhale, draw the elbows to the outer edges of your mat as you fold yourself forward with this effort and support of the arms. And then you'll straighten the legs to your degree. We are here for about 5 breaths, so just a couple more. Notice if one part of the breath feels, something more enjoyable, pleasurable than the other. The inhale, maybe a little more room. The exhale, will release. You'll release the fingers. Breathe in to find length. As you exhale, slide your hands underneath your feet with the palms up so the toes can come up to the wrist edge. And then same thing here, knees bend, belly to thighs, look forward, inhale, lengthen. Really use that gaze to lengthen the spine. Exhale, elbows bend. Now look for your navel. Lift your skull forward. Look for the belly button. And you'll straighten your legs to your degree as you can. Okay, just a couple more breaths. You can rock a little bit here. And as you exhale, you'll slowly release yourself off of your hands. Inhale to find length, look forward. Exhale, hands to your hips. Breathe in, stand up tall. Exhale, you can hop your hands and feet together, closing the pose. And in the Ashtanga transition, we always, we take that right leg, we step it to the back of the mat. So as you're ready, left foot will be planted. Start to set the pose up here, all right? What actions can you create for helpful patterns? Look slightly up, inhale, lift the right leg, and then pivot on that left heel as you exhale, right foot to the back end of your mat. Arms to a T if you'd like a block, can be useful. We take on extended triangle pose, right toes turn to the short edge, reaching with the right fingers, inhale, left hand to the sky, right hand to a block or shin. Your left heel's the furthest back or the outer edge of that left foot, but we're trying to internally rotate your top left thigh and externally rotate your bottom right thigh. Two things going on at once. Lengthen your spine, a little twist in the neck if you look up, breathe out. Breathe in, start to look to your right foot. You breathe out, bend that right knee, come on up, pivot and plant, turn, maybe switch blocks. Breathe in or reach your left fingers in the direction of your left toes to the short edge of your mat. Exhale, hinge at the waist, left hand down, breathe in, gaze up. Breathe out. Press down with your points of contact. If you've got a block under the hand, use it to press away. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in, look to that left foot. As you breathe out, come on up. Through center, you'll inhale. As you exhale, I like to bring the feet a little closer together first and pivot towards the short edge of your mat, towards your right leg. Your right toes go to the short edge. Left foot about 45 and hips side by side. Block can be useful here for twisted triangle pose. So you're gonna reach the left arm high, breathe in. Right hand can come to the hip. As you exhale, coming forward, reaching forward, bend down. Maybe left hand to the ground inside that right foot. Left palm can rest on the sacrum, or you can even reach those right fingers high. Keep pulling the right hip back, exhaling. Breathe in. Breathe out, look to that right foot. Breathe in, bend that right knee as you come up. Open up through center. As you exhale, you're gonna take it to the left side. So, left hand to your hip, left toes to the short edge of your mat, top of your mat. Right heel furthest back. Breathe in, reach up, right hand. Exhale, coming forward, bend down. Pulling that right hip back. Taking the twist, left arm up, inhaling. Exhale. One more round, breathe in. Breathe out, you can start to look down. Breathe in, bending that knee, rising up. Breathe out, you'll close the pose. Left and right to meet. Okay, starting again, setting up the sequence. Looking up slightly with the eyeballs. Left foot planted, inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step it to the back. Extended side angle, right toes turn, arms to a T. That right forearm to thigh, breathing in. Left bicep sweeps by your ear. You might start to bring a block into this. I like to bring my right hand inside. My right foot, heel to heel, hand to foot. Knee to armpit, pressing in, shoulder. You can even spiral that a little longer, looking to your left hand. Exhale, look down to that right foot. Breathe in, come on up through center. Exhale, left toes turn. Breathe in, bending left knee, extended side angle on the left side. Utthita Parsva Konasana. And this may look like the other side, okay? Or our patterns in our bodies, our habits. Those are the things that usually land us into injury when we start doing things you know, just over and over and over and over. The bones, the joints, they take it. And if we do it sloppily, we don't even know it. Those injuries come up, and then it plays into that asymmetry we exist in. You'll exhale, look down. Inhale, come up. Palms will meet at heart center. Prayer twist lunge to your right foot. So again, I like to sometimes bring my feet together. You'll find your lunge with the right toes to the short edge of your mat. Left heel lifted, and then exhaling, hooking left elbow to right thigh. Inhale, sternum away from hips, spiraling, exhale. Breathe in. Looking down to that right foot, breathe out, inhale. Through that like 5-pointed star, that wide stance. Exhale, turning into your lunge towards your left foot. Right heel comes up. Breathe in. As you hinge and hook, breathe out. Inhale, chin away from sternum. Right heel pressing back. Breathe out. Breathe in. Your exhale, pressing arm into leg, look down. Inhale, open up to that wide stance. Open the shoulders, the chest. Exhale, close the pose. Hands and feet meet at the top of your mat. And then we'll take this wide stance as you inhale. Right leg's gonna step back. Notice where your gaze went as you step that right foot to the back of your mat. Bring our hands to our hips. Okay, press the feet down, even weight, ball mounds, heels, left, right. Look up, breathe in, let your heart chase the gaze. Exhale, fold forward. Bringing your hands to the ground in front of you, or if you can, walk them in line with your feet. Fingers can be in line with the toes, heels of the hands can be in line with the feet if you walk your hands back further. Breathe in for length. Allow where your hands plant to help draw you in as you breathe out to fold. Inhale. Exhale, notice if your butt's taking you back. Try to take it from your thigh bones pressing back, standing on your feet. You make this an intentional pose. Breath out. Inhale, you'll find length, hands to your hips. Exhale, stand up tall. And then palms will meet behind the back, interlace your fingers. Extend the arms as the feet press down, breathe in. Again, think slide by the knees, butt back, heart forward. Exhale, come forward and down. Arms go overhead. Breathe out. Try to find the movement from your shoulders. But to allow with the bind, you can let that go. Don't force it. Breathe in. Breathe out. Releasing the hands down, finding your length. Inhale. Exhale, hands to hips, stand up tall. All right. And now we'll take one last time. Inhale, find length. Maybe arms come out to the side, heart lifts. Exhale, you'll fold. You might have to walk your feet closer together, getting index and middle finger around the big toes. Think heart forward, gaze forward. Inhale for length. Exhale, bend your elbows towards your feet, in the direction of your feet, out to the short edges of your mat as you fold it. Inhale, you'll find length, releasing the bind, feet press down. Exhale, hands to your hips, stand up tall. Breathe in, reach your arms apart, lift the heart. Exhale, close the pose, top of your mat. Okay. And then hands to the hips. We're going to take a short, half the distance back, but I still want you to keep that gaze elevated. So look up with the eyes, left foot planted. Inhale, lift that right leg, and exhale, step it about half the distance you would. If you pivot, just step it directly back. Now turn to the long edge and turn to your short edge. We're going to take pyramid pose. Step the left foot slightly to the left to help your hips here. You can bring palms to elbows, bending the elbows behind the back, or if you practice a reverse prayer, you can work to get your palms together behind your back. Chest stays open here. Inhale, feet down, heart lifts. You're not there already. Exhale, chin to shin. Stay here, breathe in. and out. Keep pulling the right hip back. Try not to lock out the legs. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in, look to that right foot, bending the knee. Exhale, come up. Pivot and turn. If you've got opposite elbows, so once you switch which forearm is on top, in front. Press down through the feet, heart lifts. Right foot tilt more to the right, slightly turn. Exhale, transition. Maybe then tuck it in, keeping the chest open. Breathe in. Micro bend in that left leg, pulling the left heel, your left hip back. Anchoring through that right heel, pushing the right hip forward. Strong through the core, drawing yourself onto yourself. Looking down as you breathe in, lifting up. Exhale, come through center, open the arms out wide, breathe in. And then exhale, hands and feet meet, closing the pose at the top of the mat. We're going to take our little standing balancing series here, but let's just take a moment, spread the feet apart. Let's find a stance, close the eyes. A long breath in, and a full breath out. Take one more of those, a deep breath in. A full breath out. After the activation, the effort, the agitation, and this practice, notice any things that come up, any thoughts, any stories, any narratives, any experiences. Just observe them. Start to see if they keep showing up the same ones over and over, the patterns revealing themselves. The ones where our thoughts translate into our actions, translate to these habits we have. And then checking in, do we want them? Are they working for us? You can bring your hands 2 fists, measure out if you'd like, 2 fist distance apart between those inner arches. And then hands can come to the hips. Gaze, start it out eye level, and then lift your gaze slightly with the eyeballs, not the chin necessarily. And left foot heavy as you exhale, bring the right knee towards the chest, breathing in, right finger, both your fingers, index and middle around the big toe. Inhale, straighten that right leg as much as you can while keeping the spine vertical, left arm to the sky, breathe in. Breathe out. You can also be right here, breathe in with the knee bent, breathe out. As you breathe in, you're gonna take the right leg over to the right, left arm to the left, breathe in. Breathe out. Squeeze that right glute, breathe in. Squeeze the left glute, breathe out. As you breathe in, bring it through center. Both hands on that right leg as you exhale, working head toward knee. You gotta tilt that gaze down, okay? It's a shift. Breathe in. A blurred gaze of your right leg as you look down to the ground if you can. Breathe out. Try to find a point to fixate. Focus. Breathe in. It's almost over. Everything that starts a pattern, right? Ends. Breathe out. Breathe in. Release the right leg. Arms lift up. Let that. Keep it lifted. Exhale. Inhale. Lift it a little higher. Exhale. Your left ankle might be talking to you. Mine is. Inhale. Lift that right leg. Exhale. Holy crap. Set it down. Shake it out. Just let. You can just, let it all go. There you go. Way to go. One more side to go. And measure up if you'd like. Gaze slightly lifted. Right foot planted. Eyeballs slightly lifted. And then lift that left knee as you inhale. Index and middle finger around. Exhale, extend. Find your length, breathe in. Breathe out. Again, the spine stays long. If you're compromising the vertical nature of your spine, what I mean is you're coming forward to get your leg straight, bend your knee. The inhale will open us up to the sides, left leg to the left, right arm to the right. Try to keep your hip points forward, breathe in, breathe out. The inhale brings us through center, really focusing, okay? Use your gaze as you exhale, bending and hinging at the waist, breathe in. Breathe out. I like to reach forward with the ball mounds, not necessarily the toes or inflection. Breathe in. Breathe out, release as you inhale. Lift up the left leg. Exhale. Lift the gaze. Breathe in, lift the leg. Breathe out. One more inhale. Exhale, set it down. Shake it out. You did it. We're done with that standing series. Got just a little more to go standing, okay? Let's find our inhale, extend up. Exhale, bend forward. Shake those legs out, measure it up. Inhale, chair pose, 5 breaths. And I like to get really into a back bendy chair, so sometimes I'll bring myself really low to the ground so my fingers touch the ground. Build up by grabbing opposite elbows, framing my arms around my ears and keeping my hips low so I can extend the spine. And you might be like way up here today, okay? And some days I'm up here. So be patient with it. That exhale is gonna bring you to a forward fold. Inhale for length. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Optional. Exhale, down dog. Step your right foot to the top. Plant your left heel. Warrior 1, 5 breaths. So we're in that breath in. Maybe you find the bind here. Palms meet. You can clasp your thumbs around one another to kind of lock in that palm connection. Hand connection. Right shin reaching forward, left heel back. Left hip coming forward. Right hip drawing back. Spacious in the ribs. Breathe in. Looking up, breathe out. Inhale, straighten that right leg, pivot on your feet. As you exhale, turn to the back end of your mat. Right foot more to the right heel, the furthest place, and then breathe in, bend that left knee, warrior 1. Breathe out. Breathe in, pull that left hip back, right hip forward. Use the right heel as your anchor, try to get to the outer edge of that right foot. Breathe in, and then your breath out is staying on the left side, warrior 2. Long breath in, long breath out. Squeeze the glutes, breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, straighten that left leg as you exhale, turn. Right toes, left toes, breathe in, warrior 2 on the right side. You're almost there. We're almost done. Last little vinyasa flow here. This up, down, chaturanga. Exhale, you'll cartwheel. Step it back. Maybe lower and lift. Down dog. And then take your feet really wide as your mat here, just for a moment. Try to reach your heels down, your chest back. Press the ground away. Try to create space between your shoulders and your ears. Breathe in. As you breathe out, step your feet back to about normal distance. Take your hands to the edges of your mat. Press the heart back and lift up. Look forward. Try to keep looking forward. Looking forward. Inhale, lift the heels, and then exhale, maybe hop to seated at the top of your mat. Yay! So, well, on the floor, Dandasana is going to be our most efforted pose here. So you're going to, you got that bony part of your hip. I like to bring my hands just forward of it. Head, heart, shoulders, all stacked up. Plumb lines, this line right here over shoulders we're trying to get. Start to flex your toes, activate your calves, your glutes, your thighs, your core, your hands press down, your upper arms, tuck your chin in, and then hold for 5 breaths. Belly button to spine. Every muscle activated. Pulling from the bottom of your pelvis, your pelvic floor. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out, release. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, pull forward so you can grab your toes with your index and middle finger. This might mean bending your knees, okay? Inhale, think sternum forward. Exhale, fold in. Elbows can bend out to the side or down. Towards the calves, sorry. I feel like you lose my voice when my face shoves itself between my arms, so. Breathe into the back of your lungs. Breathe out. One more round. And then as you release, exhale, inhale, you'll walk your hands in, back behind you, pressing the palms down. Exhale, start to point your toes, broaden your collarbone, shoulder heads away from each other. Reverse plank, Uttanasana, inhale, lift up. Maybe exhale, look back. You can always take reverse table, breathing in. Breathing out, feel the strength in your arms, your legs, everything engaged. Inhale, chin to chest. Exhale, lower your hips down. And then let's just take, you're gonna walk the feet in. We're gonna take a seated twist here. I'm trying to think of how I wanna do this. Okay, I'm gonna face you. So, your left knee comes forward. Your left knee comes forward. I like. Your right knee is gonna come forward. Okay, so bend your knee. If it's too much to have your right knee bent, I want you to keep your right leg straight and the left foot's gonna cross over. If you can't bend your right knee to get your thigh bone forward, you'll step your left foot over and you're gonna twist to your left. Okay, so you're hugging onto that left leg with the right arm. That left arm's gonna plant behind you. You're gonna inhale, sit up tall, and exhale, look behind you over that left shoulder. And now we're here, 5 breaths. Long exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Do you breathe out, release, unwind. And we'll just switch it up. And you can always, just move left thigh bone forward, right leg. You break dance, you can break dance your way, spin around. That left leg can go long if the knee bent isn't working today. Left foot crosses over the thigh, or right foot crosses over the thigh. Grab a hold of that left arm. Right hand's gonna plant behind you. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, look back behind you as you twist. Breathe out. Breathe in. Looking further, maybe breathe out. And then you'll breathe in, you'll come through center. And so we'll just take this where your left leg goes long, your right heel comes into your groin for Janu Shirshasana. Turn your torso towards that straight left leg, press your right foot into the inner left thigh, squeeze the right glute so the knee drops, inhale, and then exhale, fold head to knee, less hand to foot, okay? More trying to get the head down towards that leg. Breathe in and out. About 2.5 rounds of breath, okay? In and out. Inhale. You'll walk the hands in. Exhale, you'll switch legs. Right leg goes long, left heel into the groin, left sole to inner thigh. Breathe in as you turn towards that straight right leg. Use the exhale to fold. Breathe in. Breathe out. Notice if your left foot starts to soften against the inner right thigh. See if you can find a little effort. Breathe out. And then breathe in. Let's just sit up tall. We're gonna take our boat pose for a second, and then we're gonna work on pendant today. So I wrote a couple options for us. So boat pose, pendant pose is eventually gonna help us build kind of like wrist strength in other ways. I'm trying to see where we are on time. Ooh, good, okay, we're getting close. So we won't have as much time. Boat to pendant is Lolasana. It's where we try to kind of balance here. I don't know if you can see, but my butt and my legs come up. So we'll just do 3 of those today. First, let's build that boat. So you'll bring your hands back behind you, lift your legs, shins parallel with the ground. Sit bones pressing down. And then hands can come behind the thighs, sit bones down. And I like my oars, water boat level. So breathe in right here. As you breathe out, cross one ankle in front of the other, hands come by the hips. Then maybe breathe in, press up and lower. Breathe out. Cross ankles, breathe in, maybe try to lift up, breathe out, lower. Cross the ankles, breathe in, breathe out, lower. And then one more time, we'll do 4. You cross the opposite ankle in front, press down to lift. Breathe in and then breathe out. Let's bring those to a bridge series now to bring ourselves down. We're gonna plant the feet. I know where we're going, we're doing this. Reach your fingers forward. And if you have props like a blanket or anything, you can bring those back with you to the back of your mat. You'll lower onto your stomach or onto your backs. Engage the stomach muscles to help yourself lower your core. Feet pressed down, knees up. Think about those 2 fist distance between your feet, okay? Your body starts to build these habits if we repeat actions over and over. Maybe they're right there. Head and shoulders pressed down. Inhale, lift your hips up for bridge. Exhale. Inhale, lift a little higher. Exhale, feel the ground beneath you, support you, press into it. Breathe in, you can lift your heels, and then exhale. Come on down. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, bridge pose. Maybe this time interlace the fingers, find a vine underneath as you exhale. Breath in, breath out. Breathing in, breathing out, you'll release the hips down. Your choice, bridge one more time, or if you're gonna take full wheel, you'll start to bring your hands up by your head, palms down, elbows up, strong through the core. Come onto the head first, look back, and then you can straighten the arms and the legs as you breathe in. Bridge is a great place to be. Make your supported bridge with a block underneath your hips. Those 5 breaths, okay? Really reach that chest back if you're in wheel. You'll work your way down to bridge to come down on an exhale. And then let's not hug it in right away. Let's take those knees together, walk your feet apart, give yourself a hug around the chest. Keep the feet planted, breathe in. Breathe out. We just did 3 back bends, so we don't want to just slam the spine into a forward fold in the opposite direction. Okay, opposite arm, breathe in. Breathe out. And we'll take our little plow to shoulder stand here. If you don't want to practice shoulder stand, I support you completely in that. So if you'd like to watch shoulder stand, I'm going to demo it really quickly so you can see the foundational works, and then I'll talk through it the second time as well. If you know shoulder stand and you want to just like get into it, you're welcome to. So there's steps. There's plow. You'll take the feet up and over towards the ground behind you, walking your hands onto your back. If you practice shoulder stand, I want you to try to get your elbows as close as you can to one another. You'll bend your knees so your forehead and your kneecaps kind of connect. And this will kind of turn you into a little inverted ball. Try to get those hands closer together up the back. And then one leg at a time, you'll reach your feet up. And hold. You can squeeze the ankles to help you squeeze together and lift up, and then opposite ankle in front. Ooh. To really help you get as vertical as possible. Your elbows pressed down, your chest is working to your chin. So it's not, your head has to stay on the ground and do not look left, right. You want to protect that cervical spine. So plow pose is a great place to stop if you don't want to take shoulder stand. Everybody, let's lay on our backs, get our feet up if you're not already there, and then hands press into the ground. Use the stomach muscles like you did to come down to lift your legs up and over your head, reaching for the ground behind you. If you find that you can't find the ground, just bring those knees to your forehead. Try to walk your hands up your back. If you're going for plow to shoulder stand, you'll do that. You'll walk your hands up the back, trying to scoot your elbows in. So it takes a little shimmy, okay? But the head presses down, the shoulders are supporting you. And then one leg up at a time as you breathe in, extending up. Once you're there, you can cross the ankles together and try to lift the arches up to the ceiling so you can scoot those elbows a little closer together, walking your hands further up your back. There's a pose of, like a supported shoulder stand with a block under the sacrum. You could also be there. If you've taken shoulder stand, one more cycle of breath. And then you'll exhale your feet down to the ground behind you. Everybody from plow will release their hands down. You can even grab the edges of your mat for more control. And slowly, one vertebra at a time, come down towards the ground. You'll let your legs go long. You'll slide right thumb under right butt cheek, left thumb under left butt cheek, pointing those toes. Inhale, press into the forearms, lift your head, arch shoulders. Exhale, collarbone stays open, head drops back, fish pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. Collarbone opening, breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in, chin to chest. Lower the upper body, breathe out. Bring the arms out from underneath you. Shake those hips out. Walk your feet in. Let's hug the knees into the chest. Rock a little side to side. Take a happy baby, reaching for the arches of the feet or that bind, index and middle finger around the big toes. Try to get your knees towards your armpits. Try to stomp your feet on the ceiling and root your tailbone forward and down. Really finding it in all parts of the body. After a breath or so, maybe you start to rock it a little side to side. That tailbone will curl up. You can even do opposite leg, extend and bend. As you exhale, hug your knees into your chest. Let those arms go out to the side like wings. Let your feet come down. Scoot your hips slightly to the left. Drop the knees over to the right. Picking up the head, turning it to the left. And now 5 cycles of breath this time, okay? We will take 5 inhale and exhales on this side. Right hand can come to that left thigh. You can even straighten that left leg, get into the IT band a bit. You'll inhale, look to the ceiling. And exhale, bring your hips through center, knees, feet, soles. Pause for a moment. Take a deep breath in. Open them up, exhale, let it out. Scooting the hips over to the right. Knees will go to the left. Gaze can go to the right. And whatever you do on the other side, just trying it out on this side. It doesn't have to look the same, be for the same length of time, be an exact replica. We're built with that asymmetrical nature. Yin and yang. We use this practice to grow strong where we've grown soft and grow mobility where we've created rigidity. Observations of our patterns can reveal to us where we're sticking so hard that it's keeping us from expanding, right? We've become so firm in our ways. Inhale through center, exhale, bring the knees, hips, toes, soles. And then let's bring the feet together, knees out to the side. Take a deep breath in. Open the mouth and exhale, let it out. Once again, inhale, fill, fill, fill. Belly, side ribs, collarbone. Exhale, let it out through the mouth. And then eventually right leg can go along, right heel to the right corner of your mat, left heel to the left corner of your mat. Palms can turn up as arms rest by you. Beside you. Sliding the shoulder blades gently underneath, the micro tuck of the chin, maybe sliding that blanket behind your head. It's really far away. Try to let go, surrender, let the dust settle. After all that effort, just the counter, the yin to the yang, the stillness, the unmoving. the ease. And then the mental state might go up. So just notice what thought patterns you might have or have had through the practice. And let the breath go. Let the weight of the body go. Let the muscles melt off the bones. Anytime you wander off, give yourself grace for noticing, for having paid attention, bringing intention into the moment. And then come back to where you are. That action repeated over and over, the action of attention, and intentional intention, and mindfulness can eventually build itself into a behavior, a habit, a pattern that we exist with. Or some scars can have that intention behind them, a mindfulness, to make them more powerful, more possibility for ourselves. So each piece of this is part of the practice, the wandering off, the coming back. Breathe in and breathe out. Start to pay attention to your breath again. Allow the inhale to expand you, take up more space. The exhale to bring you in. Allow a release, maybe anything you found along the way. Breathing in, breathing out. And then you'll gently stretch long arms overhead, tips to toes. Exhale, walking the feet in or hugging the knees into the chest. Drawing in onto one side, turning in, pausing. But this in itself is a gesture of transition. When we go from death, this rebirth, and to rise up again, what intentions will you set that will propel the actions that play into your behaviors going forward? Breathe in, breathe out, then rise up to seated with a long spine. Palms will meet over the heart, chin will dip towards the chest. Moment of gratitude here for your effort, for this practice, reminding us of this union that exists within us.
In this place of union, connection to all beings, past, present, and future, we lifted them to the third eye. May it inspire our thoughts, which become our words, our actions, our behaviors and habits, our samskaras, the patterns in which we move through the world. Bowing forward to seal the practice. Namaste.